top, man. Y'all know the vibes. This your boy Loaf Lyfe, Manny. I deserve a motherfucking Grammy. I know some of you niggas can't stand me. And I'm back, man. Like, listen, I'm feeling like I'm all the way back, man. I'm not halfway back. I'm all the way back. Live in full effect, in the flesh. It's your boy Loaf Lyfe. And, I ain't been on YouTube in a while. I've been out of the algorithm. They don't even play me in the algorithm no more. They be like, yo, nah, Manny ain't putting enough content out no more. I'm doing too much content now, man. That's the problem. The problem is y'all keep banding me, getting my shit flagged. I got these dudes. Everybody want to be the man of YouTube. You know what I mean? So I can't even get my shit off no more, man. I'm trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? I got ever since that shit with no drip zip and pimp, you know what I mean? Cause you know what I mean, I touch. Let me pull y'all up the breath. Yeah, I still got the chain, man. The chain ain't go nowhere. You know, y'all be saying whatever y'all be saying. I don't be caring what y'all be saying. This shit ain't going nowhere. Had this shit since 2020, you heard? I ain't upgrade. I ain't getting nothing different. You know what I mean? I ain't do none of that. You know what I've been doing? I've been getting my certifications up, G's. Facts. That's what I've been doing. I've been getting my certifications up. You know what I mean? It's a lot going on in this world. Don't get lost. Don't get lost trying to follow the Joneses, you heard? Don't get lost trying to be down. Better be out here getting yourself together, getting some businesses going or something, man. Get you some nice leather or something, you know what I mean? Nice crib or something, you know what I mean? That's what we working on. I mean, if you out here working on clothes and jewelry, you're a fool. You're a fool. If you working out here to get some clothes and some jewelry, you're a fool in 2025. I'm letting y'all know that off the back. For extra type shit. You heard? But this your boy, Loaf Lyfe Manny. I deserve a Grammy. I know some of you niggas can't stand me. And guess what? Y'all know the vibes. It's nice outside. I'm inside the V. You feel me? Where it's cool at. Where I'm as cool as I could be. You feel what I'm saying? I'm as cool as I could be. But I'm going to get into something in a little while. You know what I mean? I just got off of work. Went in there. Got dressed. And I seen all these joints on Pistol Pete. Pistol Pete. Now, listen. Because I know a lot of y'all probably like, damn, this man gotta be telling the truth. He running with Joey Cracks, Terror Squad, and got his weight up. And you know what? I'm not even gonna sit here, because I see a lot of people going against him. I hear a lot of people on here saying he was lying, this, that, and the third, about his story. Personally, I was up north in the early millennium. Pistol Pete went home when I first came up, I believe, or during the time that I was up top. But what I did know, I did hear of him. So this is OG Manny talking right now. You heard? Because I wasn't Loaf Lyfe Manny in the state. I was OG Manny. You heard? And I was somebody under the 5'9" brims in there. And I came across a lot of his people. That car shit is some shit that he made in the streets. Let's get this understood. RH is what he was put a part of up north. You know what I mean? If they want to tell a story, they tell a story, right? I ain't gonna tell you they story, but rest in peace, T45. You know what I mean? I had some brothers that was in that movement that was in there, like 8 Ball, Little Trooper. You feel what I'm saying? Popeye. You know what I mean? I know a couple of them. I know a couple of the steppers in that shit. And his name did ring bells. You know what I mean? Pistol Pete name did ring bells. Dudes can say what they want. They can sit here and act like how they want to act. But I'm a real dude. I'm a real one. I ain't gonna lie to kick it. You know, a lot of these brothers, they hold shit against a lot of the Spanish dudes because of the 90s era when the Bloods and the Latin Kings and all them niggas was beefing up there. You know what I mean? When I came up north, it was a different era. The Latin Kings was trying to be our brothers because, you know, rightfully we all brothers, we all black and shit like that. So the B to the L came about 98. You understand what I'm saying? So black and Latino love, you know what I mean? So salute. Not to mention, I got a little bit of that in me. I got a little bit of Korean in me, Filipino in me. I got a little native in me, American, you know what I mean? I'll show y'all my pictures if y'all don't believe it. I got my grandparents, my great-grandparents. I know of all of them, my family tree, you heard? So, yeah, my great-grandmother on my mother's side is Filipino and Cherokee. That's a fact. Know what I mean? My great-grandfather on my mother's side is Ghanaian. You feel me? I was under them. I thought he was Nigerian, but I was corrected by my aunt the other day, and she told us, nah, we Ghanaians, not Nigerians. But you know, we still got that African stuff, spirit in us. So, from Ghana, yeah, my great-grandfather Ghana. All right, but boom, check it. It's not about me. It's about Pistol Pete. This is dedicated to Pistol Pete, and he gonna thank me. I'm not doing this for clout. I'm not doing this for them niggas to come holla at me. So it ain't none of that. I'm doing this because I'm a realist. You heard? Because I'm a realist. And I heard of that story that he talking about. I did hear that story. I heard of that story. But I think he put a little animation to it. You know what I mean? I think, you know, the whole Puerto Rican flag part and stamping it in the yard and, you know, shooting all of the blacks in the yard. That's a little animated. You know what I mean? But if you've been in an institution, if you've been up north, the real ones should come out and tell the people how this thing really go. Because the same way as the homies, you dig what I'm saying? We would come out and pop that bottle and air out whoever's in that yard. So with them, the rat hunters, listen, and I pardon me, the RHs, because I said the name by accident because it's just regular for me to talk like this because I've been in an institution around these dudes and they embraced me. You know what I mean? You know, I had all that diesel. I had the diesel in there. So a lot of them was my friends. I had the diesel. Y'all know what's up. Y'all know the RHs love the diesel. You know what I mean? So we ain't gonna act like they didn't. Like the Patials, like everybody else that was Spanish, they love the diesel. You understand what I'm saying? So when they love the diesel, they love the diesel dealers. You understand what I'm saying? And they can't extort you. They trying to network with you. And I wasn't one of them niggas that could be extorted, bottom line. You heard? So, like I said, I've been around 8 Ball, I've been around Popeye, I've been around Trooper, I've been around a couple of the brothers that was kin to Pistol, and they honored him. They talked about him. Amongst me, they talked about him. Like he was a legend, like he was a warrior, like he was one of them guys. So it's only right for a real right to do real right shit. And as a real right, I heard the story. Yeah, I didn't hear it how he spoke it. And that's why a lot of people is coming out attacking the situation. Because let's get this understood off the rip, right? And this is hard facts from a hard hat, you heard? They are racist. They didn't like blacks. He got some black people that's down with his crew right now. You know what I mean? Shout out to my brother. And this is why I wouldn't even, you know, go to the extent because my brother's with his kin. Shout out to Trap, the Prime. Shout out to Trap. You heard? You know what I mean? You know, Trap, get at me, man. Stop playing. Get at me. I'm off parole. Now I could travel. Get at me. Bottom line, off the rip. But this is for the clarification, to clarify a lot of these brothers that's tapping in on YouTube, that's coming out of the woodworks, like the Wild Bill dude. I never heard of him. I heard of Pistol Pete. I never heard of a Wild Bill. You heard? I never heard of Wild Bill. Like I don't know who Wild Bill is. I don't know what even why people gave him even a platform. I did 23 years. I never heard of a Wild Bill. I heard of a Pistol Pete. I never heard of a Wild Bill. Where did Wild Bill come from, man? Tell me, where you came from, Wild Bill? Where you from? I never heard of you. I don't even know what block you live on. What I don't even know what borough you from. You know what I mean? I was just going on YouTube today, and I seen Harlem Legend had tapped you in, and I was wondering why the fuck he tapped you in for. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to Harlem Legend. Shout out to China. Niggas, tap me in. Call me. When you want to hear about gangster shit and dudes that was gangsters in the penitentiary, tap me in. Tap G.Manny in, man. You feel me? Don't tap Wild Bill in. Don't tap Wild Bill in. We don't know who Wild Bill is, bro. Who the fuck is Wild Bill, Harlem? Harlem Legend. You call Wild Bill up and he came up Wild Captain. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm being real. And I'm beyond looking at his comment. Listen, let's go to the order of protocol in the penitentiary. Let me break it down for y'all, right? Inside the institution and upstate correctional facility, right? Inside the institution, right? Bloods is the #1 hated gang. Why we the #1 hated gang? Because we stood against every organization, including the police. So the Bloods was the #1 targets in all institutions up north, right? So now, one of the most vicious organizations in that state was the RHs. They was one of the most vicious ones, man. And that's because them niggas, they love that diesel, boy. That cocaine, that diesel, boy, they get that shit in their system and they go cowboy in the yard. You feel what I'm saying? Same thing with the Pontiacs. They get that shit in their system and they come out there and they go Puerto Rican crazy. They go Dominican nuts. You know what I mean? Dominican dumb. That's what they go. Dominican dumb and Puerto Rican pop off. Puerto Rican pop off and Dominican dumb when they get that shit in their system. And I'm not saying that disrespectfully. I'm saying that they get the dumbing out and they get the popping off when they get that shit in their system and that call is made. So we're not gonna sit here on the outside and lie and act like they wasn't doing that in there, you heard? Because it was like that. The same way the Bloods got busy, the same way the Black Lions got busy, every organization and an institution got busy when it was time. And he was a leader of them people, you heard? And a lot of his peoples told me these stories. Why? Because I mixed and mingled. No, I never was that. I never claimed RH, never wanted to be. I was just a respected OG that had a lot of alliances with different people, and people told me stories, you heard? So I could tell the stories as if I was there, or I could keep it real like I'm keeping it real and letting you know I wasn't there for Pistol, but I was there for his comrades who, and you know, who used to tell, like I got people that run around and tell stories about me all day. I could call up 100 people and put them on my phone and say, yo, yeah, yo, tell them this. And they'd get to talking. You heard? Or if you run across them, they'd tell you stories about me in the streets. They'd tell you stories about me in jail. You know what I mean? A lot of these dudes be capping. Zip with no drip as a capper. He came up here lying on my name. I ain't even reverting, getting back into that. You know what I mean? Top flight, top dollar. He came up here lying on my name. I always been an authentic, sturdy, official nigga. So I always hung out and been around official, sturdy motherfuckers from various gangs. You feel what I'm saying? Not just moves. So, yeah, so Pistol Pete, I'ma say this to you. I'ma say you pass with being a certified G. You are that. Nobody could take that from you. Nobody could take your position from you. I believe T45 gave you the position of wherever you was, But you didn't shoot every black person in the yard, bro. That ain't what you did. That ain't what you did. You probably went out there and salute to you for acknowledging, and I need y'all to really pay attention that he acknowledged the blacks that he fucked with. And this is how it go in an institution. You know what I mean? In a penitentiary, this is how it go. For those that don't know. When you incarcerated and it get lit in the yard and it's time to perform, the only ones that know are those that's in your hood. That's in your function. As Don moves, we even stopped putting all the bloods on because most of them was bozos. So we only let the steppers know and whoever, each faction. And if they chose to tell them other dudes that wasn't going to perform or be involved, then shit, they just got caught up in the rents. So when he made the statement that he went and he put his peoples on, the blacks that he fucked with, I understood what he was saying. I understood clearly what he was saying. When he made the statement that the other dude went and hit another brother that hit him before, I understood what he was saying. He was testing his heart. See, like, everybody know, ain't nobody gonna ride for you if you ain't riding for yourself. So that's what Pistol was talking about. It was a Spanish brother. Of course, your race come before any others. A black person come to me and say something like that, and I fuck with him, and I knew him from the time, which had happened. A situation like that happened. The difference is the brother was going home, and I gave him the option. I said, yo, L Bugs, you want to go out here and perform, or you want to go home? Want some training day shit? You got a week to go home. You could go out there and get busy and catch a new charge, or you could stay in your motherfucking cell and go home. He chose to go home. He in the feds now, but that was the choice he made then in 2013 in Comstock. Another situation like that happened with a Crip kid from around my way. I ain't gonna put his name out there, but he know who he is. Where he was low riding in the jail in Attica, and a couple of the homies caught on to it, but he had turned Muslim. But at that point in time, I knew what he was. I pulled him up. Yo, pull up in the yard. Yo, look, I got this for you. I got a 007 for you. Those that know what a 007 is, you know what it is. If you don't know what it is, I feel sorry for you. I ain't into telling the code. But I say, yo, I got a 007 for you. You could go out here and handle your business, and I'm going to let mines know that you going to go handle your business. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, this is how it go. Say what you want. This is how it go. You love yours. You love niggas that's where you from. And you carry it out how you carry it out, right? So I told the brother, yeah, you could go handle your business, or you could wrap it up. But you ain't going to be low riding in my presence, bro. He turned Muslim. Hey, assalamu alaikum, my brother. You feel what I'm saying? Peace be on to you. Hotep. Whatever it is that you wanted to do with your career, you did it. I stood by you. But then there been situations, other situations with real rights that came in, and they came for situations, and we had to spark that, and we had to get up out of there. It happens like that. So when that man says he went and he told his peoples, and after that other man performed, they went out there and got busy. Why ain't that? For one, Kasaki was gladiator school back in the days, bro. Know that. Kasaki was gladiator. Everybody that been to Kasaki in the 90s to the early millennium know that shit was gladiator school. That shit ain't changed till about 05, 06, 07, around that time. You understand what I'm saying? Shit start getting weak. But everybody know in every facility, that was a max. If it got lit, it got lit. And if that man said, yo, bro, handle this business, I came out there, now that Puerto Rican flag shit, that part right there, he probably made a Puerto Rican flag out of a handkerchief. He probably did that. So you dudes is sitting up here talking, no, he's lying, he's lying. He's not lying. I had a red flag made up north out of a handkerchief. I had it drawn and made. He probably talking about a handkerchief flag, a Puerto Rican flag. Why y'all talk about, no, it couldn't happen, it blue was in it. Listen, a lot of them dudes that was Spanish and other gangs, they had passes by police. Always remember that. If you've been up north and you've been putting on, you know this. These niggas had passes. I seen motherfuckers in there with all type of shit because they were Spanish and they didn't give a fuck about them. They hated us. I remember in Attica when the police told the Latin Kings, yo, if y'all start a war with them, cut all them niggas. We gonna put all the weapons on them. Because I had a gangster that was my next door neighbor, King Blast. You know what I mean? I said King Blast. Rest his soul, King Blast. King Bam. Because I had a gangster, King Bam, that was my next door neighbor, he respected me and he came and told me, yo, bro, look, man, let your brothers know, you know, we not jacking this shit. They want y'all out of here. Straight like that. They pulled up one of my brothers and told him, it's time to get y'all out of here and we need y'all help. This is the shit that go on in the penitentiary. You had dudes in there with all type of legal appliances in their cell. Plenty of spots. I had some illegal shit at one time. When I was in Auburn and when I was in Attica, my second trip, nigga, I had mad illegal shit. I had a George Foreman grill. Niggas, I had a George Foreman grill in Attica. A real George Foreman grill. You know what I mean? I gave them niggas 10 packs for that shit. Back in 2003. I had the California, the Model 1s, the loud mouths. I had all that shit. And it was illegal. It wasn't allowed in the jails no more. But when you got pulled, when you somebody, when the police respecting you ain't gotta be a snitch. You gotta pay. So you gotta understand that, you feel me? When he was making a statement, when he was talking about, you feel me, going out there and shooting all the black people that was in the yard, if they did something to a Spanish dude, that was the results. That's what was gonna happen. It's not like niggas like it's some unbelievable shit. How many riots we had up north? How many riots we had in many spots, bro? Y'all niggas talking about y'all gangbangers, y'all all of this, y'all been through this, y'all been through that. How y'all don't know this? I don't know. Harlem Legend, I know you ain't no gangbanger. I know that you wasn't up top behind them walls like that. You feel me? So you don't know no better. But the discredited man that came up here and told his truth, the way he told it, you know what I mean? A lot of these niggas be capping. A lot of them be capping. But I heard this story before by one of his own kind. You feel what I'm saying? And I heard he got busy. You know what I mean? I heard that part that he talked about, running up on a person with the police there, hitting them. I heard about that. And I heard that when they came out, it was like they just started hitting dudes that was that other man's peoples, but they were all black people. Of course they was blacks. They was part of that man crew. He wasn't Spanish. He wasn't some other shit. He was a black man. So who's gonna go out with him? Black people. That's just the reality of this shit right here. You know what I mean? Now to come on, I think the part that a lot of us is mad at, because I even got a little mad that you made the indication I start hitting blacks. You understand what I'm saying? So that is a little racist in itself. But shit, I'll be damned if y'all act like y'all didn't know most of the Spanish niggas was racist. They still like that. That's why I don't even claim the Dominican side of me, because a lot of them is racist. But I connect with a lot of them. A lot of them respect me, and everybody respects real. The only thing that can happen with real is they gonna collide or they gonna join forces. Understand that. So, you know, I just came up here to tell my truth on the truth that I know of this brother Pistol Pete. I never got to meet him, but I definitely heard his name. His name definitely was ringing in the 90s. It's definitely ringing in the early millennium, because when I came up there, they was talking about him, and I heard of him. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not a D-Rider. I could have been reached out to Trap and yo, tell Pistol this and nah. Yeah, I know a lot of your brothers, Pistol. You feel me? A lot of them fucked with me. You know what I mean? 8 Ball that was my heart. 8 Ball and Lil Trooper, those was my hearts right there when I was in Attica 2004. You know what I'm saying? And I was in Comstock with Popeye. But that's neither here or there, right? I was in 5 Point with T45. Like, rest his soul. At the end of the day, it doesn't even matter for a man to come up here and speak his truths and speak how he feel. And even if he wanted to spice up his motherfucking story, all y'all weirdos coming up here, y'all niggas wasn't even credible. Like I'm trying to figure out who the hell is Wild Bill. Like Pee Wee, Mikey B, one of y'all, can y'all call me? Can one of y'all call me and tell me who Wild Bill is, bro? I done been up north with most of the gangsters, because I was in them gangster spots. I can go down the line of the list of niggas that know me and embraced me. That was from Brooklyn, Queens, you name them. I got embraced by the gangsters and gangsters from the boroughs, and I'm a Long Island nigga. You feel what I'm saying? But that goes to show my character and how I carry myself in there. You know what I mean? So, I'm trying to figure out, because this Wild Bill shit, I would have remembered the Wild Bill. I would have been like, yo, yeah, that nigga say, but when I know a Spanish nigga, I know Pistol Pete name rung bells. You understand what I'm saying? His name was ringing bells. He wasn't no slouch in there. He wasn't. Don't do that. Don't get up here and start capping because we free, because niggas want a little attention. Niggas want some views because you wasn't known like that, because you probably didn't like them. 9 times out of 10, when they start saying niggas wasn't who they was and they throw slander on their names and all that, 9 times out of 10, he either bitched them niggas, violated their mans, or did something to them. Because if I'm 42, I did 23 years altogether. I'm 42 years old. And I came in the state 2003. That's when I made my appearance up north. And I heard about him. If y'all niggas was before my time, you definitely had to hear about him. Because that's how the penitentiary worked. Like I heard of Mikey B, but never was with him. I heard of Pimp, never was with him. I heard of Shaquell, we landed at Elmira years later. We was in different blocks though. We ain't even talking Elmira, but we was in different blocks. You feel what I'm saying? But it be like that. It's mad people that I was with, that I got to be with in the flesh. But then there's dudes that I heard their names in my traveling, but I never got to be with them. When you a gangster and you active, you hear these people. And if you going through the process of going jail to jail, mind you, I went to 8 maxes and I was in 11 mediums. And I was in 7 boxes. Facts. All this, no cap. So I was active moving around through my whole 23 years. 11 mediums, 8 to 9 maxes, and fucking 7 boxes. Facts. You understand what I'm saying? And when you making your rounds, you hear people names. When you other people, other factions that is not your own. Now when you saw, when you around looking for protection, you only mingle with your own kind. When you looking for people to take care of you, when you looking for people to be down with, when you scared to really step out in that yard and mingle, get money, that's when you don't know who and what's what. Or you could just be one of them dudes that just straight loyal to what you rep and you ain't looking for no outside. That's why you're not a leader. If you doing shit like that, that's why you ain't never been a leader. That's why you wasn't in the rankings. Because you had to be diplomatic. To be a leader, you had to know how to enter wars, how to prevent wars, how to organize, how to communicate, how to take care of people. These were the requirements of being an OG. You understand what I'm saying? So when y'all dudes get on here and y'all start capping and y'all start talking about, oh, I didn't hear him, I don't know, he all that bullshit. Nobody want to hear that shit, man. I'm tired of hearing y'all niggas, man. That's why I stepped away from this dirty section shit. Cause dudes be in here just capping all day. They want they self to sound like they was the gangsterest in the world. They don't want to keep it real. And even if you don't gotta get on here and talk about murder one shit and being an officialist nigga in the yard. I didn't have the most cuttings in the penitentiary under brims. Shit. You know what I mean? I only had to handle my business when it was called for, and that's what counted. Anything else, it was about money on my end. It was about organizing my people. It was about keeping my Long Island niggas together and keeping my brims together. Making an imprint for the homies as a whole. The Bloods as a whole. That's what I was doing in there. You understand what I'm saying? But I made my alliances. Why? Because you never know when a motherfucker gonna flip on you, boy. You never know. You never know. So I had to make sure I had my Brooklyn niggas, I had my Queens niggas, my Harlem niggas. Alright. Couple Patios. Yeah, I'm Dominican. You know what I mean? Dominicano. Hola, papito. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yeah. You feel me? And I never gave up no information about Damu because I knew the rules. But you couldn't tell me who I could talk to. You couldn't tell me who I could have get money with. You can't tell me that under nothing. If you ain't put no money in my pocket, you can't tell me shit about who I could talk to and vibe with about my bread. So that's how I got my connections with certain people. Right? In there. So, Pistol Pete, you owe me one, you heard? I'm tapping in only on the strength that I'm a real one. I'm not tapping in because I want something for you. I'm tapping in because I'm a real one. And at the end of the day, I heard of your name. And at the end of the day, I already know real ones, real rights do real shit. So maybe we across path. It's the summertime, man. I'm doing some music. I'm out here. I'm off parole. You know what I mean? I'm looking, you know what I mean? I ain't looking to coattail. You feel me? Because I'm doing what I do. But guess what? A little bit of love is all it takes. A little bit of love will go a long way. Try it. You feel me? Hard facts from a hard hat, man. That's just the end of the shit, you know what I mean? Y'all can believe it. Y'all don't gotta believe it. But I can tell you this. And I'm gonna take the glasses off for this.